Top 10 Rudest Cities in Canada. You'll be shocked by number 1. Do you think all Canadians are friendly and polite? Think again. While Canada is globally known for its endless politeness, we've discovered some surprising exceptions. From coast to coast, there are cities where the residents seem to break all the norms of courtesy. Today, we're diving into the list of Canada's top 10 rudest cities, and you'll be shocked by number 1. Whether it's refusing to give way in traffic, ignoring basic social etiquette, or being glued to their phones in public, these cities have been rated low on friendliness. Some say the harsh weather is to blame, while others point to the stresses of urban life. But whatever the reasons, these places are losing the polite reputation that Canada is so famous for. Could your city be on this list? Stick around and find out. And if you live in one of these cities, we want to hear from you. Do you agree with your city's ranking? Or do you think they just caught you on a bad day? Don't miss the end of the video, where we'll reveal a surprising fact about Canada's politest city. You might be in for a shock. Number 10. Winnipeg, Manitoba. Winnipeg, known for its freezing winters and vibrant arts scene, surprisingly makes the list of rude cities. Famous for its diverse cultural festivals like Folklorama, Winnipeggers don't always uphold Canada's polite standards. According to a survey, Winnipeg scored 6.24 out of 10 for rudeness. Common complaints include loud public conversations and little consideration for others. You might find many people glued to their phones in cafes or wearing headphones, creating a sense of detachment. Locals blame the long, harsh winters, which makes striking up conversations with strangers less of a priority. However, it's worth noting that Winnipeggers do have a strong sense of community, especially during tough times like massive snowstorms. So maybe the cold attitude is more about the weather than their actual nature. On a sunny day at the Forks, you might see a friendlier and more open side of Winnipeg. Number 9. Sudbury, Ontario. Sudbury, known for its mining heritage and stunning natural scenery, also appears on this list with a rudeness score of 6.41 out of 10. Despite famous landmarks like the Big Nickel and its gorgeous lakes, not everyone feels warmly welcomed here. Both locals and visitors complain about a lack of friendliness in public, with many people tending to keep their distance and avoid interaction. This might stem from the city's industrial nature, where people focus on work and have a no-nonsense attitude in daily interactions. However, if you become part of the community, you'll discover a completely different side, one of unity and mutual support. But as a visitor, don't be surprised if you feel a bit of coldness upon first contact. Number 8. Edmonton, Alberta. Edmonton, famous for its gigantic mall, and as a gateway to northern Canada, doesn't stand out for the warmth of its residents. Despite its lively festivals and diverse cultural events, Edmontonians aren't always known for their friendliness. Scoring 6.54 out of 10 for rudeness, common complaints from both locals and visitors include people being in a hurry and showing little concern for others. As a booming industrial hub, Edmonton's fast pace might explain its residents' race-against-time attitude. With harsh winters and heavy traffic, it's easy to understand why people might seem rushed. However, if you catch Edmontonians at a major event like an Oilers hockey game, you might witness a completely different, more open and unified side. Number 7. Regina, Saskatchewan. Regina, nicknamed the Queen City, is the capital of Saskatchewan and a major agricultural hub in Canada. But it doesn't always offer the warm welcome you'd expect from a small city. With a rudeness score of 6.54 out of 10, tied with Edmonton, Regina residents are sometimes seen as reserved and distant. Some visitors complain about the lack of interaction in public spaces, where people seem more absorbed in their own lives than interested in chatting or engaging with strangers. While this might not be traditional rudeness, the aloof atmosphere can make newcomers or tourists feel isolated. This is especially evident in traffic, where complaints about the lack of courtesy and common gestures are frequent. Regina may not fit the friendly, small-town image many imagine. But remember, the prairie hospitality is still there, beneath the surface. If you stay long enough, you might find a warmer side. But for short-term visitors, don't expect too many friendly hellos from strangers on the street. Number 6. Thunder Bay, Ontario. Thunder Bay, a beautiful city along the shores of Lake Superior, is blessed with breathtaking natural landscapes. However, its residents don't always match the friendliness of the scenery. With a rudeness score of 6.71 out of 10, many locals and visitors report a rather cold atmosphere, especially in daily interactions. Common complaints include impatient drivers who refuse to let others merge and people too focused on their phones in public. It could be due to the city's geographic isolation or its long winters, but Thunder Bay residents don't always seem eager to engage with strangers. That said, if you're into outdoor activities like hiking or camping, nature lovers here might share their passion and enthusiasm with you. On a regular day, though, don't be surprised if Thunder Bay feels a bit unwelcoming. The city has plenty of potential, but that's only truly revealed once you become part of the community and experience all it has to offer. 5. Windsor, Ontario. Windsor, a border city adjacent to Detroit, is known for its automotive industry and as a major transportation hub. But not everyone is happy with the attitude of its residents. Windsor is rated one of Canada's rudest cities, with a rudeness score of 6.88 out of 10. One of the most common issues, traffic. With a high volume of vehicles passing through every day, the stress on Windsor's streets is palpable. Visitors often complain that locals are unwilling to yield, refuse to let others merge, and lack the courtesy of flashing their lights as a thank you. Beyond traffic, Windsor is also noted for its lack of social interaction in public spaces. Locals tend to keep their distance and aren't too friendly in social settings. This may surprise tourists expecting more warmth from a city with so many visitors passing through. However, Windsor has a positive side. Its rich cultural scene, with festivals and sports events, shows a more energetic and open community. But in daily life, the hustle and bustle seem to take the edge off Windsor's warmth and hospitality. Number 4. Surrey, British Columbia. Surrey, a rapidly growing city just outside Vancouver, scored a rudeness rating of 6.91 out of 10. Known for its diverse population and urban sprawl, Surrey has attracted a large influx of new residents in recent years. But this population growth has come with its challenges, particularly in day-to-day behavior. What's the biggest complaint in Surrey? Traffic, of course. As the city becomes more congested, traffic jams are increasingly common, and drivers here aren't shy about breaking the rules of road courtesy. From not letting others merge to speeding through intersections, driving in Surrey can feel like a battle. It's not just on the roads. People in public spaces are often criticized for being in a hurry and not paying attention to those around them. You might notice that people rarely smile or greet each other, especially when they're on their way to work or busy with daily tasks. While the hustle and bustle might make Surrey seem rude, it's a city in transition. With rapid urban development, ongoing construction, and rising living costs, it's easy to see why patience may be wearing thin among residents. But if you take the time to explore, you'll find Surrey's vibrant culture, community events, and beautiful parks. However, if you're just passing through, don't expect immediate warmth. 3. Brampton, Ontario. Brampton, just outside Toronto, is one of Canada's fastest-growing cities, but its growth hasn't come with an increase in politeness. With a rudeness score of 7.05 out of 10, Brampton is often criticized for its stressful driving culture and impatient drivers. Both residents and visitors complain that drivers here are aggressive, frequently cutting people off, honking excessively, and rarely following traffic rules. In particular, merging onto highways or navigating Brampton's crowded streets can feel more like a battle than a regular commute. It's not just the driving. The fast pace and pressures of urban development have created a somewhat impersonal atmosphere in public spaces. Small gestures, like smiling or saying hello, are rarely seen in shopping centres, parks, or local businesses. However, Brampton is a vibrant city with incredible cultural diversity. If you can get past the rush, you'll find that the community here is tight-knit and proud of their unique cultural identity. Just don't expect a polite wave or a smile while you're in traffic. Number 2. Kitimat, British Columbia. Kitimat, a small city far from Vancouver, boasts stunning natural beauty but is known for its rude residents, scoring 7.85 out of 10. One of the main reasons Kitimat ranks second on this list, the weather. With some of the highest rainfall in Canada, the constant downpours seem to dampen not only the streets but also the moods of its residents. The gloomy weather has left many people feeling irritable, less friendly, and not so eager for social interaction. Kitimat's rugged terrain and challenging living conditions make daily life stressful. Many locals are described as distant, avoiding social interactions and even keeping their heads down or glued to their phones in public. This can make Kitimat seem unwelcoming to newcomers or tourists. However, while social interactions might be cold, Kitimat is famous for its outdoor activities and natural beauty. If you're there to explore nature, you'll see a different side of Kitimat. But if you're looking for warm smiles and friendly greetings, you might have to look elsewhere. Number 1. Vaughan, Ontario. Vaughan, famous for Canada's Wonderland theme park, attracts many visitors, but in day-to-day interactions, the residents aren't always so friendly. With the highest rudeness score on the list, 7.91 out of 10, Vaughan takes the top spot, and you can probably guess why. Traffic. Close to Toronto, Vaughan is a commuter hub, and its residents are no strangers to traffic congestion. The impatience of Vaughan's drivers is particularly notorious, with reports of aggressive driving, refusal to yield, and speeding through crowded roads. It's not just on the roads where this impatience shows, even in public spaces. Vaughan residents are often unwilling to engage in small talk or offer the usual friendly gestures. It's a busy city, and with its fast-paced lifestyle, people tend to focus on their own schedules and tasks rather than pausing for friendly exchanges. While Vaughan is a vibrant, rapidly growing city, the hustle has taken a toll on its reputation for friendliness. So if you plan to visit Vaughan, prepare for a bit of a tense atmosphere, especially during rush hour. Special reveal, Canada's polite city. As promised, the title of the politest city in Canada goes to Markham, Ontario. Just 20 kilometers from Vaughan, Markham boasts the lowest rudeness score in the entire country. This proves that even in a busy, growing area, the quintessential Canadian kindness can still shine through, making Markham the perfect destination if you're looking for a warm and friendly welcome. So, there you have it, the top 10 rudest cities in Canada. Were you surprised by the names on this list? Or do you think your city was judged too harshly? Don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have a story about a city that should have made the list, we'd love to hear it.